If the word cannabis evokes similar emotions for you, give it a like. In this video, we will explain why many have the same association. Cannabis or hemp has a long history of global use as food, fiber, fuel, and medicine. Thanks to archaeological evidence, hemp was one of the first cultivated fibrous plants. Its origins trace back to northern China as early as 10,000 BCE. Its tumultuous past portrays a multifaceted plant that sparked debates, uncertainty, and fear. And some still misunderstand it. But it had absolutely nothing to do with the psychoactive properties of hemp. So why was it grown in such quantities? Hemp was one of the main crops cultivated at George Washington's Mount Vernon estate. Uniforms of the Continental Army fighting for the colony's independence were sewn from fabric made of hemp fibers, as well as the first official flag of the United States. The Declaration of Independence was written on hemp paper. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote that the Thracians made clothes from hemp so similar to linen that a person not well versed would not even distinguish whether they were made of linen or hemp. And what if I tell you that even in Tsarist Russia, hemp was the second most significant export crop, that its acres in the Soviet Union in 1936 constituted slightly less than 4 or 5 of the total global hemp area, a whopping 680,000 hectares. What can be produced from this remarkable crop? Not less than 25,000 product names. No, I did not misspeak. Most surprising is the breadth of the spectrum of all these products, from grain, oil, and valuable medicines to paper, high-strength plastic, and even a substitute for petroleum. But if that's the case, why is it not grown in such volumes as it used to be worldwide? Maybe someone hindered such a useful crop. In this video, we will thoroughly examine this question. Watch the video until the end. If you think that the narcotic effect of hemp pollen is to blame for everything, then you are only partially right. No, it was indeed banned precisely for this reason, but by the time of the prohibition, there already existed absolutely safe industrial hemp. However, the collusion against this plant was so loud worldwide, reaching the level of the United Nations, that agricultural culture suffered, from which threads, fishing nets, durable fabric, resistant to moisture, maritime ropes, sails, and much more. For reference, there are 2 subspecies of this plant. In industrial hemp, used for making threads, the psychoactive substance can range from 0.3 to 1.5%. In narcotic hemp, primarily Indian hemp, the substance called cannabinoid is much higher, up to 20%. Moreover, today there are varieties that do not contain any psychoactive substances at all. So why in 1961 did they not go down this path? Why did this plant fall under the most severe prohibition? This is especially strange considering that in the United States before 1769, one could go to jail for refusing to grow hemp, and until the beginning of the 19th century, it could be used to pay taxes. Russia, as is known, was once called Poskonaya. Poskon is nothing else but fabric made from hemp fibers. In ancient times, hemp porridge was cooked in Russia, and moreover, porridge originally referred to boiled hemp seeds. And all this millennia-old history was crossed out in 1961, when, with the participation of the United Nations, a convention was signed recognizing hemp as a harmful crop. We will tell you who exactly lobbied for this convention at the end of the video. So, do not turn it off and watch until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss new videos. And I continue. Let's list at least some of what can be done with this harmful plant. First, fabric fiber. Let's start with the fact that hemp fiber is distinguished by increased resistance to decay, so it has been used since ancient times for ropes, cords, fishing gear, bags, tarpaulin, canvas, and sails. The English word canvas itself comes from the Greek word cannabis. In addition, hemp fiber is 10 times stronger than cotton and much more environmentally friendly. In the past, cotton was truly natural, but today it is treated with chemicals so that the fiber boxes fall off by themselves. Moreover, cotton only grows in a warm climate and requires enormous water consumption. Hemp does not need as much water and grows anywhere, and its yield is 3-4 times higher than that of cotton. Hemp fabrics are hypoallergenic like linen. They keep warm in winter and cool in summer, and they do not wear out. The longer hemp items are used, the more active the fabric becomes. It neutralizes toxins, prevents the development of harmful microbes, and allows the skin to breathe without becoming overly moist. Hemp fabric retains 95% of ultraviolet radiation, compared to cotton's 30-50%. Second, paper. The very first paper was made from hemp. Sturdy banknotes and the first books by the German inventor Gutenberg were produced from hemp paper. By the way, they are not afraid of moisture and have been well preserved to this day. The production of paper from wood pulp not only destroys forests, but also harms the environment. It is a very harmful and toxic process. Hemp paper is much more environmentally friendly, and hemp grows faster, unlike a felled forest. Third, bioplastic. In the 1930s and 1940s, Henry Ford introduced a functioning model of a car made from hemp. It turns out that the plant can be used in the production of pressed boards or cellulose-based plastic from its pulp. This material was named bioplastic. Soon, hemp was used to create analogs of polyethylene, cellophane, and plastics with various characteristics from very flexible to super strong. However, the use of this experimental material did not gain traction. Fourth, oil and gasoline replacement. From hemp seeds and stalks, charcoal, methanol, wood alcohol, regular alcohol, ethanol, methane and gasoline can be obtained, the combustion of which will not release sulfur, causing acid rain. Methanol is a good automotive fuel. It is currently used for racing cars. By the way, Ford's car ran on hemp fuel. Hemp oil can also be used as fuel. Even today, some diesel engines can run on pure hemp oil. Fifth, medicinal drugs. In all ancient textbooks, hemp occupies an honorable place. What doesn't it cure? Do you think this is unknown today? Not at all. This plant has long been studied, and here's what they found out. The list of diseases for which hemp is effectively used, according to modern data, includes multiple sclerosis, cancer, AIDS, glaucoma, epilepsy, asthma. Its excellent chemical composition is a treasure trove of vitamins, trace elements, beneficial protein, and more. Hemp seeds contain alpha-linolenic acid, omega-3, and linoleic acid omega-6, reducing cholesterol levels, the risk of atherosclerosis, blood vessel blockages, and heart diseases. Nutrition. I have already mentioned hemp porridge. In fact, you can prepare many dishes from this plant. By the way, hemp porridge does not contain psychoactive substances, so dishes made from it can be prepared even for small children and pregnant women. Hemp seeds are rich in useful micro and macro elements: zinc, iron, calcium, manganese, phosphorus, potassium. They contain valuable proteins and many other beneficial substances. Hemp improves the appearance, condition of the skin, hair, nails, promotes weight loss, and also activates brain function. An important point is that hemp porridge is recommended for young mothers. It increases the amount of breast milk or contributes to its earliest appearance. Cosmetology. Based on valuable hemp oil, many effective cosmetic products are produced. Pure oil can be used for tanning. It does not clog pores and allows the skin to breathe, balancing its pH level, possessing powerful rejuvenating and healing properties. Of course, this is a small part of the list of 25,000 positions. Some features of this plant cannot fail to amaze. For example, the speed of its growth. In 110 days, the plant reaches a height of 2 to 3 meters and yields several crops in one season. Moreover, hemp can be planted on the most depleted soils. It not only grows itself, but also completely restores the soil. Nevertheless, why did we abandon such a miraculous plant? You already suspect who benefited from it, right? 1 hectare of hemp replaces 4 hectares of forest. Do you think those involved in deforestation liked that? And how did oil magnates and synthetic producers from oil react to the fact that hemp fuel and plastic are much easier to produce and also more environmentally friendly? Here's the thing. In the 1930s, the DuPont company was actively developing nylon threads and industrial papier bleachers. However, the main obstacle to entering the market was the hemp industry, which occupied millions of hectares and produced clothing, paper, ropes and much more. DuPont joined William Hearst, who needed chemicals for paper bleaching. Since then, hemp has been exclusively called marijuana, and the press wrote about its harmful effects on the body and the damage to society, not as a useful agricultural crop. Newspaper headlines popularized the connection between crimes and the influence of marijuana, serving as evidence of its negative effect on the human psyche during the hearings of the US Congress in 1937. Later, this spread to the Soviet Union and other countries. On March 30th, 1961, in New York, the majority of United Nations member states signed a unified convention on narcotic substances, which in particular prescribed strict control over the spread of hemp. Today, hemp is finally remembered again. In many European countries, its cultivation is expanding, including the USA, but it is far from previous levels. Now, the number of people interested in the ancient culture of our civilization is increasing, and it is high time for them to remember hemp, which our ancestors valued so much, the health and endurance of which can only be envied. Specialists claim that health is influenced by ecology, genetics, emotional background, physical activity, but above all, proper nutrition. Today there are numerous health systems, but most of them do not take into account the concept of species-specific nutrition, the most natural for humans. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video, share it with all your friends and acquaintances. Subscribe to the channel. I am preparing a big film about the world government and mega companies that control our world. I will lift the veil of secrecy, who and why instigates wars, and why humanity is doomed to failure. See you soon. Bye.